Welcome to Coruña, on the northwestern edge of Spain, where this beautiful setting of the rolling green landscape of the glacier provides the setting for one of the most distinctive venues in international show jumping. This is Casas, an arena renowned for atmosphere, elegance and sport of the highest quality. From the moment a horse and rider enter beneath the grandstands, there is nowhere to hide. And the crowd is close, the pressure is immediate, and every stride is played out in front of an audience that understands exactly what is at stake. 3 days of competition, the summer edition has reached its defining moment, the CSI 4-star Casas Grand Prix for the Marqués de Riscal Trophy of 2026. 36 combinations in the opening round. The weather is perfect. The course standing at 1.60 meters, and it is a demanding examination of both horse and rider. Scope essential, balance too, care and complete adjustability. The riders looking to move forward, shorten and turn, and develop that relationship as the course unfolds. Well, the track set by Javier Trenor, the super course designer from Spain, Chape as he is known, begins over that 7 or 8 strided distance between fences 1 and 2. Then into a balancing turn with a wide parallel, 150 high, 160 wide. Then they come back to this very interesting looking wall at 1.60 meters. And then they come to this really testing line. Now, this will be fascinating. The triple bar, 1.90 meters, really stretching them out. 5 strides down to the double. 155 on the way in, 1 stride in the middle, 150 by 160 on the way out, and then they turn back yet again. And it's a really blind turn to what is quite a narrow little fence. It's a gate of sorts at fence 7, standing at a maximum height. 4 strides down to the parallel, and then into a left-handed turn, inside 8, outside 9, depending on how they ride that, to fence number 9, and then 5 strides down to yet another maximum upright at fence 10, 1.60 meters. Then they turn right-handed. It'll be the final line down in front of the grandstand. This combination, 2 strides, 1 stride, parallel, upright, and then 6 strides down to the second to last with the water tray underneath. Again, an inside 8 and outside 9, depending how they ride. There is a water tray underneath it. It is the last. Lucky for some, unlucky for others. Number is 13. And all of that within a time allowed of 78 seconds. The 16 different jumping efforts. A great test from that man, a fair test, and a lineup that has brought together all of the best from Spain and beyond. From Olympic medal winners, championship riders, experienced campaigners, and a very powerful home challenge. Will there be home success here in Spain? We will see. It is a packed house yet again. Massive social event. The stage is magnificent. The atmosphere is building. And with €105,500 in the prize fund, the summer edition certainly delivers one of the most prestigious titles and the biggest of the week. Great to have the traditional summer event back, and the chance now to see a man that was in winning form here in the winning round yesterday, Marlon Zanatelli, who's already had that big Saturday win in the Longines Trophy. Now with Arteixo, his ride that took him to the top spot yesterday, the 11-year-old by Oregon de Champ. Turning back. As I say, quite a blind turn, quite a narrow fence. 4 strides down to the Porsche fence, then rebalance on this left-handed curve as you come back into the parallel. Again, just sitting, adjusting, everything going to plan so far as he comes around now to this long final line. 5 different jumping efforts, including this combination. He's got that out the way. Oh, brilliantly done, but not done yet. Oh, no! Oh, shake of the head from Marlon. That final turn, that final fence has cost him the chance. It's not going to go his way today. The winner yesterday But today it is a straight jump-off competition, and if you're not clear, you're not going through. And sadly, that last fence just puts pay and changes what up till that moment had been a foot-perfect round from Marlon. Caught it in front, just that little bit of lowering of the left front leg was enough just to rub the pole away. Well, what a shame for him, for them. Well, we can turn now to Luis Fernandez Gil from Spain. Rides as part of the Ministry of Defence by Orlando. The 16-year-old stallion has the experience, carrying the tradition of the national Quiera Cabala program here in this four-star Grand Prix. And he's just slid a brick out the top of that wall, and it's a very different looking wall, as they always are. Every show you go to, every week, they find a new way of designing and building a wall. Turning back to the final line, although still on a score of 4, nothing he can do about that now. Just don't turn in too soon, because you can give yourself an issue in this combination, but he's jumped through that well. That combination's riding pretty well here today. Yimon just playing a little bit with his head there, which may well have not helped matters, as they also have the final fence down, but it's 2 that have fallen on that round, as he's had the wall down as well. And Luis there will unfortunately not find his way back into the jump-off round on a total of 8 penalties here in the first round. Certainly a lovely scopy stallion, though. And there's that brick, just, he doesn't need to touch it much, just a gentle little knock on top and it just slides away. We're going to stay with Spain. Javier Gonzalez Fraga goes next. Sonic JGF found his way onto the podium a week ago in the 3-star Grand Prix. I mean, it is a horse that has a huge amount of pace. Given half a chance, it does live up to his name. But that requires a jump-off today. He's got to be careful in the opening round, and the care that they may have hoped for, disappointingly, goes at fence 3. Just 10 years of age, this stallion, by the great Diamante Semeli. Mieza last week got themselves into the jump-off. Although they did have a fence down, they were quick, but still managed to pick up 3rd place. To the last sort of total of 12 then for the Spanish combination. Keeps it to 12. 78 the time, more than comfortable today. But not to be able to repeat the showing that he delivered just 7 days ago in Mieza, as he's unable to repeat the opportunity of getting into the jump-off. So Javier Gonzalez Fraga there. And Sonic JGF. Still plenty of time. He's 10 years of age. Certainly a big test today, stepping up into these 160 Grand Prix. But after that performance last week, you knew they were ready, but there's still more to do. High five. There's the sea in the distance, a beautiful setting here on top of the hill. And then the valley that runs down behind this arena. The next is an opportunity for Portugal. This is Rafael Dines Rocha riding Lietzo. Spanish-bred gelding, bringing a real Iberian sort of feel to the partnership here. Biggest test of the week for this 12-year-old gelding. On the 4, and again, misses on the jump-off opportunity, sadly, there for the Portuguese challenge today. Plenty of support for him, but that 12-year-old gelding, Lieso there by Natif de Cilliand, the Spanish-bred gelding. Just the tiny little moments, isn't it? Just because you finish on a 4 penalty round doesn't make it a bad round, as I've always said. That is quite some wall. It's a great angle, actually, to be able to look at it. Comes as a bit of a surprise to some of the horses. Well, the next to go, a big chance for Spain. Here is Eduardo Alvarez Esnoir. Harlequin des Flores, the 9-year-old by Nagato. Three-time Olympic rider for Spain, from Rio to Tokyo to Paris. Of course, the son of 6-time Olympian Luis Alvarez Carrera. Delivered some good results already this week, including that top 6 in the Kiaksa Bank Trophy here on Friday. But at 9 years of age, asking new questions today. And so far, answering them rather well. Oh dear. Looking to try and keep it to that score of 4. Despite the fact that he has had a fence down, and of course that always has that tinge of disappointment for a 9-year-old, though, answering so many questions so well. Bodes exceptionally well for the future there with Harlequin des Fleurs. But this crowd would have liked to have seen him through to the jump-off, no question about that. They're not short of riders in the jump-off, though. So, little Pat. Now, the focus on another of the riders, and it's to Italy this time. A rider that was in good form here yesterday as well. Got himself into that winning round. Emanuele Massimiliano Bianchi. And his gelding, 14 years of age, called Elton Van Het Exilhof Z. By Elvis de Put. Certainly a seasoned horse Oh, dear. And there's a step up from yesterday. Carrying the 12. Coming down through the combination, jumped that really well, actually. Then delivered a really confident final line, but with the fences already down, it is not to be for the Italian. Manuele Emiliano Bianchi there, and Elton Van Het Ilksehoff Z missing out on a jump-off chance with a total of 12. One more to go in the opening round. $15 clears at this stage. We'll see them all in the jump-off. But can the last combination also get through? Here she is. Her husband took the big win yesterday, but we already know Marlon's missed out on the jump-off today. Angelica Augustusson Zanatelli for Sweden. Iron Dames Calvino II Denier said is the last to go in the opening round. Jumped into the top 3 here on Friday. As I said, with Marlon winning yesterday, I mean, the family's certainly in form, but they need an opportunity now to try and put themselves into the jump-off here. This is certainly a horse that's proven at this height. No questioning this lady's ability. Oh! She drifted a little bit on that line, but I thought still she got a really good stride to jump. But it's enough of an issue. And adds the second to last as well. Not a fence we've seen full. But it has, at the end, meant that Angelica Augustusson Zanatelli there from Sweden, with Iron Dames Calvino II Denier said, finishes on a total of 8 to wrap up the opening round of jumping. So disappointing there for the Zanatellis after what had been a cracking couple of days. Hasn't quite ended on that same high, but I'm sure they'll be pretty pleased with how things have gone here in Coruña this week. After all, there's Marlon. He did have a big win yesterday. Well, that wraps up the opening round of jumping here in this Grand Prix of Casas Novas for the Marquès de Riscal Trophy. But there are no shortage of clears, as you can see. We have in all 15 that have delivered clears prior to us tuning in for the final 7 from the opening round. But those 15 giving Spain plenty of opportunities alongside Ireland, alongside Italy, Germany, and of course the Netherlands as well. So plenty of opportunities for the home fans to potentially see a home winner. We will find out. The music rings out once again, as it is To Whom the Bell Tolls here. Well, there's the lineup. It'll begin with Mark McCauley as the first to go for Ireland. Joao Valles, Russell, Emmanuel Godiano. I mean, there's some really quick riders in the early set of the draw, but there's some quick riders throughout. It's going to be fascinating to see how this one unfolds. Let's have a little look at where they're heading in the jump-off. They start over what was fence 2 and get into that loop of fences by turning right to 3. Now, this fence 4 was the wall. The material has been changed. It is now a upright, so with poles above it. And then again, the materials had an adjustment. Instead of the triple bar, it's now a parallel. Down then to that double, 6A, 6B. and then they swing right-handed. Again, a little bit of adjustment here because they've put a pole on top. They then turn left-handed to a new fence. New fence in the jump-off at fence 15. And then this is quite a gallop. Big, wide, open, swinging turn, turning up in front of the stand to jump the last there, where we're the final stage of what was the combination. Well done to Javier Techape and his team. Certainly given us a amazing jump-off course for these 15 combinations. And it's a jumper's course. I say that because I would have thought with 15 clears he'll have put a fence up or two, perhaps. And he's certainly going to make sure that they are absolutely concentrated coming back in this round. So, to get things underway, it is Mark Macaulay. Mark for Ireland, riding here with his 9-year-old Cluny van Spelbeek Z, was the very first to go in the opening round and delivered a clear from the opening draw. Now he's hoping to do it again in the jump-off round as he gets underway. Turning. Oh, no, he doesn't get over it. Still got this and one other fence left to jump for Mark. Frustrating for him, though. He lands over the last with a 4 penalty score. It's certainly one of the horses that's emerging to be a star within his string recently on that Irish team that went to Budapest, and they delivered a double clear that day. Just wasn't able to bring the double clear together today, and that, of course, opens the door pretty wide for all of those that are still to come, with 14 left in the draw. There's a long way to go. Clears we will see, I guess. Well, the next in is the turn of Joao Valasancel here with a Chalobito PS. His 12-year-old looking good at the minute. Get a split time here. And he's there or thereabouts, but of course, Mark had a fence down. It was this fence that went for Mark. The turn back, really taking his time. Oh, no, he's run off the front. Wow. Well, Mark had it down, but just losing that connection as he came off the turn. And it opened the door for Chalobito to get a little bit confused and just run off the front of that fence. Now time penalties also coming in as part of the equation. Oh, what a shame that is. 60.11 on the clock, so plenty of time penalties added into the mix there for those two. 53 being the time allowed in the jump-off phase. So it is a total of 12 penalties overall for Joao Valasancel and his 12-year-old Chaco Blue gelding Chalobito PS. They just had that little moment prior to that. Green watching on, walking away. Sadly, it has not become their day. Little pat, though. These things happen, especially when you're pushing. This man pushes. He is, without doubt, one of the fastest in the sport. He showed us yesterday plenty of pace, did Manuel Eguadiano. He, in the end, though, was pipped to the post because yesterday he ended up in second place behind Marlon. But he's already got over 30 international victories in 2026. There is nobody more naturally wired for speed in this field. And here he goes with Esteban de Hus. so good, isn't he? Look at this. He has been pushing from the beginning. He has still got one more fence left to go. Oh, he got a little bit deeper than he might have wanted to. And he lost his stirrup as well. The pedal came off. Oh, unfortunately, what I think will turn out to be a quick time when we compare them come at the end of this class, whatever are the circumstances, Manuele has the last down. You can see the disappointment writ large across his face, but he just found his way in a little bit on the wrong stride, not where he wanted to be, flattened out over the top rail. The Longines upright goes, and that is for Italy's opportunity. And that also means, despite the fact, what have we now jumped 3 in this round against the clock, the one thing we are missing is a clear round, because that has not come our way yet. Well, we're going to turn back to Spain now, to Ismael. Riding Tirano, Ismael Garcia Roca. He's represented with this horse at both Olympic and World Championships, European Championships. He's twice a Spanish champion as well. It's a lovely big jumping gelding by Chaco Blue. And still we're not getting the clear round in the jump off. So his split time and his overall time becomes directly comparable to Manuele's, but it's going to be slower. Much slower, kept it to the 4. He was never in a position to be able to challenge Manuele's time. He was hoping for the clear round. But when that doesn't come and you end up with a fence down, you end up dropping even further down the order. So bad luck there to those two, Ismael Garcia Roca, although lovely to see an Olympic combination here. Casas Novus certainly brings out the very best of them. Well, I said at the start, I had a feeling that this was going to become a real jumpers course in the jump-off. And it's certainly proving to be the case so far. Who's going to find their way to leaving them standing and delivering the first clear? And then when you want to add in the pace on top of that, long way to go. Next up, it's the turn of Luis Jesus Escobar at Desasiento de Bellevue. Another big chance then for Spain with the 11-year-old gelding by the great Peppermill, that lovely stallion that was, of course, a very successful ride of the legendary John Whittaker. It's a combination that had been building up rather nicely through the 3-star 150s, 155s. Now stepping into this 160 Grand Prix, and he's followed suit. Same fence as the previous two. So the split is comparable because of them all being on 4. Where is that clear round hidden away? At least does keep it to the 4. 47.05 is the final time on the clock. Luis goes into 3rd place for the time being with Desasiento de Bellevue. Interesting how it's the same fence 2 in a row that have had that one down. Well, Casas Novus, all eyes, hello. Everybody having a fabulous day and enjoying the atmosphere, and there really is a strong atmosphere, and they're hoping for a Spanish winner. What about this lady? She'll have a lot of support. Francois Mante Jr., the chef de keep for the Spanish team. Team manager watching on closely here with Imerche Tutunel and Irvule de Masset, the homebred star that's been a big part of some teams. And another two. Oh, what's happened there? She's kept going, but the bell said she had stopped because the fence had come down. So they're going to wait for a rebuild. In fact, she has kept jumping. Oh, not her day, unfortunately, after those problems then, for the combination of Imerche Tutunel and Irvule de Masset. She didn't have the stride, and the horse just came to a sudden stop. Jumped a few fences beyond that just to finish on a more positive note, but disappointing, I'm sure, for them both. But we may have started this jump off with 15 combinations, but 6 in, and we still have not yet found a clear round. And then came these two. Friday, the big class on day one of the summer edition of Casas Novus went the way of these two. It was a superb performance in the CaixaBank Trophy when he won that jump off. 16 years of age, this gelding is called Rain Man, and the man in the saddle is Ivan Serrano then for Spain. Has he got the momentum to carry him to the top in this one? At the moment, time isn't so much the issue. It's all about jumping and leaving them standing, but he is really pushing. You can see it. He's faster than even Manuele. Comes out that little bit wider, which gets him tight on the turn. Oh, he got away with a little rub. But this round is looking to get even quicker. If he jumps it, we have a clear, and a quick one at that. 40.58 on the clock. That's going to take a little bit of catching here today. Of course, that's proved difficult to deliver the clears, has not only seen its first clear from a partnership that know each other so very well, the best of friends, you would call them. The 16-year-old Rain Man and Ivan Serrano. Now he's going to have a nervous wait, a very nervous wait, because we are only at that halfway stage of this jump off. And he's going to need to wait and find out if he's done enough. But, I mean, not only is he clear, I mean, he didn't leave any time on the table, in my view. Certainly worth that big applause. Well, it's game on. The challenge is there for those that are still to jump. But it is quite some challenge. That is a big hill. Well, from Spain to Germany. The opportunity here for the young lady from Germany, 21 years of age, a rider that has starred coming through the youth ranks of the sport, former European children's champion, and very much now building within the sort of under-25 structure of show jumping. Jumping recently well down in Saint-Tropez. This is Chiara Blacher riding Otto de Cavalieri, the 12-year-old stallion by Jelsen van Mullenhof. Oh, and it's gone as well. I was about to say, you can see immediately that she was keeping a decent enough rhythm, but she was never going to be challenging our leader. Certainly wouldn't be at 4.5 seconds down, but there's a lot she'll be able to take away as a positive from today. Getting this ride and herself into the jump-off in the first place was another big step forward for them. And again, it's just that one fence here or one fence there. It's a four-fault story for Germany's challenge in this jump-off. Otto de Cavalieri and Chiara Blacher there, the partnership, looking a little disappointed, but I think should be pretty happy overall, getting through to this round against the clock and joining in. But it was this fence that went. It's just ended up too deep. Hands on head, or head in hands, whichever way you want to put it. Now to Spain once more. Twice Olympic rider, multiple world and European championships. A rider that has finished in the top 4 in the World Cup final in the past. Spain's Sergio Alvarez Moya. Had a lovely horse called Be Blue that he's jumped the last couple of days here, which is a young horse, a 9-year-old mare that's looking every bit the star. But today he went with the 10-year-old Quadrado by Comme Il Faut. And he's also had a fence, and it's just sort of helping us complete the set of making sure that we've seen every defence fall at some point or the other. And of course, once you have a fence down, you're having to compare yourself to Manuel Guadiano's 4-penalty score in 42.79. And he won't be quite as fast as that. Bad luck. Not today for Sergio Alvarez Moya, but of course, as we know, Spain are in control of this class with Ivan and Rainman. But it's been a really good show for these 9- and 10-year-old horses, and it's why so many of the riders enjoy it. You can bring your top horse, or you can bring a horse that's looking to just perhaps use this as an event to step up for the first time. Well, so far it is just the one combination that have really stepped up in this jump-off round. The Casas Novas Grand Prix for the Marcos de Riscal Trophy. Next to go, Spain again. Julio Arias Cueva riding Filho de Manoir, the 11-year-old stallion by Silita Dazil. He had a very good win in a 3-star Grand Prix towards the end of last year on the Autumn Met. He's kept pushing on and jumping well this year. It's a very highly rated stallion and combination here in Spain. But he also finds his way to a fence, and we still just have the one clear round. Turns up towards the final fence. Where will this put him in the mix-up when it comes to those with 4? Julio Arias Cueva there, and Filho de Manoir finishing 43.28, goes 3rd for the moment. So you got the one clear, then the fast 4 from Manuele, and then Julio on his 4-penalty score, sitting in 3rd place. Well, looking forward to seeing the next 2 to go. It's a big-time rider. But just how fast is he willing to push Jester? Certainly a rider with probably more medals than anyone here at this week's event. This is Michael and Jester. Horse that's now in as part of his team, former rider Bas Moorings. We saw him put together a lovely round yesterday on Beauville, finishing, I think it was 3rd place. Down at the split, but leaving them standing, and with only one clear round, I think even Michael's worked out the percentage options of trying to get into the prize money. The best solution for that is to go clear. Neat and tidy from one of the best. The Dutchman gives us clear round number 2. And the lovely Jester there. Looking to be a great partner for Michael. Michael van der Vleuten goes into 2nd place despite their time being considerably slower by, what's that, did I see? About 8 seconds, 7.5 seconds. Certainly a gap for people to aim for. But with clear rounds being finite, That was a powerful round, a sensible round, a well-chosen round from Michael van der Vleuten, the world number 58. One or two riders in this jump-off inside the world's top 60. Well, Casas Novus enjoying the final day of the summer edition. Now, Carlos Lopez Fanjual riding here with a Jourdain VDL. Obviously bred at the VDL stud, this one. Oh, he's Zapatero VDL out of a Darko mare. Years of age. It's a partnership that have got plenty of experience, jump a lot at 5-star. This horse used to be with Jevreeling. Well, again, I mean, he's gone for the clear round. He hasn't tried to deliver a fast round, and he's actually delivered a round a second slower than Michael. All well within the time allowed. And where are we up to? 12 out of the 15. So a clear round at this stage is it's a sensible round if you're trying to make sure that come the end, you're still able to pick up a decent helping of Euros. So even if you end up down in, what, 5th or 6th place, you're still going to end up taking, I don't know, 5,000 or 6,000 euros out of it. The winner today, who at the moment would be Ivan Solanas and Rain Man, holding on to over 31,500 euros. Well, Spain go again. 2016 Olympian, World Championships twice, European Championships on 3 occasions. And most recently, part of Spain's brilliant win in the Nations Cup in Portugal, in the capital in Lisbon, back in May. Pilar Coro riding the beautifully named mare Pica Pica Z. Oh, how is she going to do this? Down a little bit, but only by a second, and that at the moment would give her the opportunity perhaps to jump up in to second. Surely into second. Well, they're all standing. The happy team that watch on. And Pilar Lucera Coron then for Spain goes into second place for the time being. It's Spain 1 and 2. So very, very good news for the two of them. 13-year-old mare goes round in 44.69. Leading time 40.58. 2 more to go in this jump-off. Has Rayman done enough, for will one of the final 2 riders? And what I can also work out now, of course, as well, is definitely going to be a Spanish winner, because the last 2 to go also ride for Spain, and Spain lead at the moment. Great shot over the stand, looking out across the ocean in the background, the Bay of Biscay. Well, the next up is Batista Rodriguez Derbray riding Vivalet HD. 13-year-old by Vivant. Delivered a win in Le Touquet back in May. Has jumped well in La Pin de Arras. It's a horse that does jump a sizable number of clears. I think it's got like over a 20% clear round record. And a clear round here at this sort of rhythm is going to put him in a really good place, because he may well end up faster than Pila. And he will be just 3 seconds off the lead. Batista, Rodriguez, Debray and Vivalet have just jumped up into second place in this Grand Prix. He should be pretty pleased with that. Still one more to go. It's just one more combination standing between Ivan Serrano-Sereth and victory for the second time in 3 days. But yesterday, in that winning round, the Longines Trophy, we saved the best till last. Spanish all watching on. Well, one more, as I said, left to go. Yesterday, we saved the best till last. Is that something that is going to allow history to repeat itself? Who knows? Caramel Blue PS, as is Garmenida. The 10-year-old now moving into this sort of 160 bracket. This was also on that winning team that went to Lisbon. And he's right there. This is close. Oh, he's just got a little bit wider. He's just had to fight his way back off the corner. That could have cost him a little bit of time. 40.58 is the time to beat. Where's he going to end up? Pushing on. Oh, he had to take a little pull again. He got a little deep. Oh, no, no, no. 42.84 on the clock. It could have put him into second place, but it isn't going to be second. But you've got to say, full marks. 10 out of 10 for effort. He gave absolutely everything at the end to try and chase down the leaders in this class. He just couldn't quite get it over the line, unfortunately. That is such a shame. Really did push. But irrespective of that score, it is Spain 1, Spain 2 and Spain 3 in this competition. And the winner of the Grand Prix of Casas Novas, the Marquès de Riscal Trophy, goes to Ivan Serrano-Sereth and Rain Man, his second major win in the space of 3 days. And he couldn't have won a bigger one. He takes the Grand Prix title ahead of Batista, Rodriguez, Debray and Pila Lucera-Cordon. The 1, 2, 3, all from Spain, ahead of Michael van der Vleuten and Carlos Lopez van Jual. We've seen some amazing horses here today, some young horses, some senior horses, but all in all, the oldest horse showed that experience sometimes helps. Right, let's have a little look at the replay here. Now, come the end of this, there's a 3-second difference, but on the left-hand side and the right-hand side, you have the top 2 riders. Ivan Serrano-Sereth and Batista. Nothing in it until you get to this turn. I'm sure this is where it all changed. Ivan on the left, eating through the distance. He got away with that. He took strides away, came down, and then just kept moving. And then the distance just keeps opening up as he comes around the final corner, and that's how Ivan won it. There was just nothing that could be done after he'd made that turn. What a great day for the two of them. Really successful win from one of the most experienced, and that Marquès de Riscal Trophy stays in Spain. And Casas Novas once again back with its traditional summer traditional date, and 4-star Grand Prix has been quite spectacular. Well, as he raises his hat aloft, this crowd have certainly got a winner that they got behind. Yeah, I came in feeling confident after winning on the first day, and I felt the horse was particularly good. And I felt that these are the kind of opportunities where, well, the days when the horse, that you can feel it could be your day. Not that it definitely will be, because everything still has to come together and things have to go your way. But I felt that the horse was 200%. The arena really makes the horse jump those extra 10 centimetres every time. And the horse got great grip, was galloping well, felt solid and secure. I could feel him jumping with confidence. He was eager and motivated. I felt today was the day I could really go for it. Of course, it may or may not work out, but I came out today with the feeling and the confidence, let's say, a question marks that today would be one of those days when everything comes together, and I was fortunate that it did, of course. The jump-off with so many riders in it means that you knew that the pace would have to be extremely fast. We had to take risks no matter what. Early on, there were quite a few that hit trouble at fence 3, the vertical, which had been a wall. I'm not sure whether the horses were surprised with the change from the wall to the vertical. Then came the next line. You could come on galloping, but the oxer followed by the double combination required a lot of care. And the next turn, you've been galloping very cleverly designed by our course designer, that Pedersen turn. After coming off the fast gallop and into that turn, the horses found it quite difficult. I think it was really nice that I made the difference today. Absolutely delighted, and thank you everyone so much. It's honestly delighted and so very, very happy. Once again, Casas Novas has delivered another special champion. Congratulations to Ivan Serrano-Seref and Rain Man. The sun has shone. The sport has yet again shown itself at its very best. The crowds have come and enjoyed every single stride alongside us. But the real stars are those in the arena. It has been a special 3 days, an exciting 3 days with world-class equestrian action from the show jumpers from all over the globe. Thank you for joining us for the 2026 summer edition of Casas Novas here in A Coruña.